Plants vs Zombies is one of my all-time favorite games. It had addicting gameplay, inventive minigames, and somehow 2 poorly aged Easter eggs. So when they announced that they'd be doing a third-person shooter based on it, I thought that's gotta be one of the stupidest things I've heard in my entire life. Well, imagine my shock to learn that not only is this game massively popular, but it's also one of the most played shooters on Steam over 10 years later. So I decided to see for myself and completely 100% the game. But in order to do that, not only would I have to get through the game's absurd story mode, tempting microtransactions, achievements that can no longer be obtained due to time events, a permaban from EA themselves. Worse than all that, I would have to overcome the greatest foe at all, that I am absolutely trash at shooters. I played 100% of Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Upon spawning into the lovely city of Zomburbia, where you guessed it, zombies have taken over. Luckily though, this cheeky little sunflower was able to sprout out of the middle of this asphalt. Sunflower. Oh, hey there. Upon taking control of the sunflower, the first thing I noticed is that her sun-producing powers have been swapped out in this game for her face becoming a submachine gun. Crazy Dave is here though, but for some reason he looks straight out of those fan-made Overwatch videos my girlfriend gets mad when I watch. He tells us that we need to escape fast. I mow down some zombies with my sunhead blast, and you're probably wondering, how do you reload a gun that's your head? That makes sense, I guess. After dealing with some small waves of zombies, they whip out the big guns. Oh, from the other thing! Guys, from the other game! Bro got cobbed. From there, we get picked up by Crazy Dave and head back to the Plants base. This will be our main base of operations. But before we explore, it's time for the most important choice of this playthrough, which character we're gonna play as. For now, I decided to go with Peashooter for his ability to take out hordes of zombies and head into the first mission. We meet DaveBot 3000, a robot version of Crazy Dave who gives us our first mission, to go to this hot dog stand for his garage clicker. Peashooter has these giant peas that he shoots that do splash damage to nearby zombies. This makes shutting them down easy, as long as you have good aim, which, if you're watching this footage at all, you can immediately tell that I do not. We pick up the garage clicker from the hot dog stand and finally meet DaveBot. Oh my god, DaveBot, you look horrible. I thought you were gonna look like Dave. Inside, Dave invites us to be part of a secret organization, the League of Extraordinary Action Foliage, or L.E.A.F. In order to be accepted into the infantry, we gotta prove ourselves through some missions. And our first mission is to meet up with Ancient Stumpy in the park. Is this Torchwood? Grumpy Stumpy, me Grumpy. Oh no, it's Grumpy Stumpy. Grumpy stole plants from Dr. Zomboss, but needs help getting them back to the plant base, so we've got to escort him. Oh my god, Grumpy Stumpy went ape on him. Mixed in with these regular zombies that usually die in one hit are these more costume zombies that are much harder to take down, like this soldier zombie or this imp. With Grumpy's help, we can easily take them all down until we encounter a real Gargantuar, our first mini-boss. And he's, slightly harder than I expected. I have 10 hearts. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die in the first mission. I died in the first mission by a foot soldier. Yeah, I wasn't kidding in the intro. I am really bad at shooters. Growing up, I only really played platformers and roguelikes, so moving into a 3D space in general is pretty tough for me. Just warning you now, because I'm going to struggle a lot on things that most people can beat in like one attempt. Luckily for me though, one of the Peashooter's abilities is the Gatling Pea that lets you shoot an insane amount of bullets in just a couple seconds. This is great for just shredding through bosses, and the Gargantuar goes down quickly after. With that, we've escorted Grumpy home and completed our first mission. After our embarrassing death back there, I decided to try out the Colonel Corn for the next mission, who's got 2 fast-firing automatic cob busters. For our second mission, Crazy Dave left his wet shoes to dry by a volcano, so we need to go to Boney Island to retrieve them. This mission type is called Garden Ops, where we plant down a garden and have to protect several waves of zombies from eating it. Despite nearly dying to this soldier zombie on wave 2, I make it to the final wave where they throw another Gargantuar at me. I've learned the ways of garden warfare, so I'm able to take him out with no issue. After that, I discovered I had apparently purchased the deluxe edition of this game. Guys, I literally have no clue. I bought this for $4.88 on a Steam sale. Irregardless of my continued opposition to read, the deluxe edition gave me a bunch of booster packs for me to open. While most of them just contained cute little cosmetics, it did unlock one usually paid character for me, Commando P. I really ended up liking Commando P because he combines the SMG style shooting of Cob Cannon with the faster speed of Peashooter, and I ended up choosing him as my primary character for the rest of the game. And before you even comment anything, yes, I know he is not meta good, but neither am I, and this is a single player game to me. With my character finally decided, I head into the next mission, Flag of Power. This one's pretty simple. It's just your classic King of the Hill style game mode. Occasionally, crates will drop down, allowing you to spawn in AI partners, which works perfectly with Commando P, as she has another ability that greatly increases her speed and jump height for a short while, allowing me to run out and quickly save them. This ability also works great for the countless times I have to run away from enemies in order to survive longer than just a few milliseconds. Did I die? Oh, the quest failed? Oh no, I suck. Oh god, I suck, man. I try this again, this time staying on the hill. You know, the entire point of King of the Hill. And I'm able to easily clear it. For this next mission, we're on to Zen Peak, making me wonder what the Plants vs Zombies team's obsession is with China. I mean, just look at all these Chinese exclusive PvZ games. This is just another garden ops mission, and for this one, I discovered that I can put these little minions in these garden pots I find around the area. Where are the... Oh, there's gonna be zombie ninjas? Oh, I guess last one was pirates. I guess this came out in the, like, ZOMG, Pirates versus Ninjas versus Zombies phase. But despite the early 2000s humor, these ninjas were no joke. And once they spawn 3 of them, things get pretty sticky. Ah! The garden! Keep in mind, the garden can take a lot more health than I can. Or a lot more hits than I can, I should say. They killed my lightning reed! Why do I keep doing these, like, flips and crap? I'm gonna die! I died! Use self-revive? No. I'll just come back in 13 seconds. There's no way they kill my garden by then. Wait, what? Oh. Yes, I severely misunderstood how respawning in garden ops works. Which is understandable, as in most missions you can respawn again with no consequence. But since this is an ops mission, it works the same way normal garden ops mode works, which is if you die, unless someone revives you, you lose. This time I make sure to plant a heal flower near the garden for some free heals, which makes the operation go a lot smoother. Okay, I gotta get out of here. What? I died? Again? This is gonna be a long 100%, isn't it? After using his self-revive, I managed to make it back to the Zen Sensei wave again, and this time I make sure to use my Gatling P special on him, letting me rip through his disgusting zombie guts. With that completed, we can head back to DaveBot for his final mission, Boom Tombs. In this one, we've got to go around the map placing some fireworks to blow up the zombie base, which doesn't really work, really just gives them a fun little light show, so that'll show them. This does spawn in a boss though, Disco Zombie. I try to blow his back out with Gatling P, but apparently he has this like swinging disco ball move that uproots me from the ground. Luckily though, he got stuck on this branch for a while, which lets me get a ton of free shots on him. He goes down, meaning we've officially completed all of the DaveBot's quests. As a reward, we're now allowed to venture into the next string of quests with Ancient Corn. Oh my god, what is this? The Cobcopter! The Copter! The Copter! Oh my god, people are gonna love this. And if you're a fan of genius jokes like that, why not subscribe to the channel? I 100% tons of games on this channel, like Hollow Knight or Pal World, or even Stardew Valley. And subscribing makes it so you can see my videos more and start eating your lunch a little earlier. With my shameless self-promotion out of the way, we can start an Agent Corn's mission, first of which is another Garden Ops level. This one features mostly imps who immediately set me on fire. Oh my lord, I'm dying! I just got absolutely shredded. The imps also have this zero-gravity bomb they can throw down, ripping me from my Gatling P mode. I actually really struggle with this level, as the swarm of imps just make it go on forever. And you know, if I'm struggling this early on, it either means that I am absolutely dog at this game, or I forgot to read an explanation that makes this mode 10 times easier. Make your guesses for which one it is now. I finally make it through the endless Wave 2 gauntlet, and the next 2 waves are leagues easier, which is a huge relief. For our next mission, we've got to intercept the delivery of nuke juice, which, dang, I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. We're tasked with defending the nuke juice, to which Ancient Corn helps by bombing the ever-living hell out of the surrounding area. Why are you sending bombs right next to the nuclear juice? Like, are you not the least bit worried about blowing up the thing that has, I don't know, nuclear properties? Help is coming. Okay, I need help like ASAP, bro. Oh my lord! Oh my lord! Oh my god! What the heck is that? But after killing him, we get up to level 4. Yeah, I haven't touched on this yet, but you can level up each character through various actions, mostly killing enemies. This gives you various bonuses to your character's combat abilities. With that disposed of, Ancient Corn has compacted the nuke juice into the tactical cube, an item that gives me so many joke ideas, but they'd all get this video demonetized. Yes! In the copter! It's called a Butterhawk? No, it's called a copter. I act as the gunman in the copter as I shoot down any zombies who get near Ancient Corn as he tries to deliver the tactical nuke. This was definitely my favorite mission so far. They end up throwing tons of zombies at you, so you need to find a balance in using both the slow reload cob cannon and the fast but weak auto kernels. The Cuke! Wait, this takes place in Canada? Ew. With that completed, we finished Agent Corn's missions, gotten his badge, and can head on to the next L.E.A.F member, Agent Citron. He's a bounty hunter from the future, so he wants to find and hunt some dangerous zombies. If you're wondering about the multiversal consequences of his time travel, or how this will have an effect on our reality, I must remind you that this is a game about plants who don't like zombies. For our first Citron mission, we have to place down and protect the triangulators from the zombies. And with that completed, what the heck is this? There's an imp on the moon! Brains. Why did you go into space? There's no brains on space. The imp teleports down to Earth and summons his mech and proceeds to attack us. Despite how tough he looks, I'm able to take him down with just a single use of my Gatling piece special. Bro came all the way down from the moon to have his cheeks clapped in 45 seconds. Makes you feel a little bad, honestly. From there, I decided to take a small break from the main storyline to work on my daily quests. While these are of course not required for achievements, completing each one increases your EXP multiplier. And since there's an achievement for getting a character all the way to effectively level 50, I figured it'd be best to start grinding now. Firstly, I have one quest that wants me to survive 10 waves in garden ops, and another one that wants me to beat garden ops on frontline flats, so I can knock out 2 burns with just 1 stone. Luckily, before this, I opened up a bunch of booster packs that give me more plants to place in pots around the map. With all those plants, this should make this mode a complete cakewalk, right? No! I was honestly surprised with how much I struggled since this was just normal mode. They just send an absurd amount of zombies at you, and the game has almost 0 healing for whatever reason. So you need to place down a heal flower every time that you sustain great damage. Thankfully, by repeatedly placing minions down, I'm able to get through, which will give me a 1.25 multiplier on all future EXP that I earn. Now I can head back to Agent Citron, who says Dr. Zomboss has fled to the moon, and I need to chase after him. This level is actually pretty cool, as there's low gravity. When combined with the Peashooter's jump special, that means I can fly through the arena. This one's just another garden ops level, and you guys get the point by now, so I'll just skip right past it. Then it's on to the final Citron mission, where we're tasked with saving Agent Ironball. He's locked in this cage, so we gotta go find the key and let him out. The key is actually being guarded by this zombot, and wow, I was able to take him out pretty quickly. I started to realize that you gotta shoot where somebody is going, not where they are now. Am I actually getting good at shooters? With Ironball freed, we head to the bounty that this entire storyline was about and find the Imp Shrimp. Shrimp. Luckily, Gatling mode lets us once again take down the boss in about 7 seconds. With the amount of bulky bosses we've had to take out, I'm really glad I picked a character with a special that lends itself to destroying them. With that completed, we finish Agent Citron's questline and just need one more badge before becoming an official L.E.A.F member. So we head on over to meet Agent Rose. No disrespect to the artist on this game. Game looks really good. This looks like somebody made a lewd, like, Plants vs Zombies parody. I've been entrusted with educating you in the ways of a L.E.A.F. I'll spare you guys that. For our first mission, we have to go to Ancient Rome to grab a powerful wand for Rose, as it's currently being guarded by Baron Von Bats. Yep, this is another garden ops level. Why are there schoolboy zombies? How does that relate to Rome? What are these things supposed to... Why are these schoolboys? What does this have to do with Rome? That literally looks like a school... I don't understand why there's emo schoolboys in Rome. Well, I mean, I kind of understand why Roman emperors would want to have them around, based off what I know about Rome, but turns out the reason is that the boss of this level, Baron Von Bats, is a vampire. So I assume these are all supposed to be like Edward Cullen references, and all this 2014 humor is making me feel OMG, this is so epic, let's eat waffles and watch equals 3. Baron does have this slightly annoying ability where he turns into a bunch of bats so I can't hit him, but with some careful timing, we can beat the mission and return the wand. Now, Agent Rose wants us to test her new wand, so she conjures up a barbecue, but just as she's lighting it, something goes amiss. What? The barbecue turned into a portal to hell? Is that Lucifer? What? This is the work of a dark goat magic. We must act quickly before the world is consumed by its terribly evil cud chewers. So now we gotta go around killing all the evil goats and closing the goat portals around Zomburbia. I would have never expected this. This is actually hilarious. A gargotuar! That's pretty good. And for just being a large farm animal, this thing actually puts up quite the fight. But after a tense battle, we slay the goat, finishing out Agent Rose's quests. With all of our agent badges obtained, I head back to DaveBot 3000. You've completed all your agent quests. Yay! It was great working with you. Goodbye. Oh, that's it? Oh my god! DaveBot's untimely demise opens the way to a secret underground chamber where we can finish out the final quest in the plant story mode. Oh, it's the real DaveBot. DaveBot 3000.1. I am the all-new and improved DaveBot 3000.1. The point one is silent. DaveBot tells us that it's L.E.A.F Day, and that Crazy Dave got all of the agents' gifts. But the zombies are trying to steal them, so we gotta protect them. And if you're asking why he put these gifts outside the base where the zombies could easily get them, brother, his name is Crazy Dave, not Johnny Accountant. While we're able to save most of the agents' gifts, the pirate zombies make off with DaveBots, meaning we've gotta go retrieve it. So we post up in a pirate base and do the garden ops mission till we get the gift back. And this is where my lack of understanding of this minigame really bites me in the behind, because I die a lot attempting this quest. I struggle with this ops mission and the following one for over an hour, just getting absolutely pummeled, not to mention using tons of my disposable pot minions. But after 4 hours of nearly exclusively ops missions, I finally realized something. When you spawn into a level, there are these 3 pots that are right at the level's entrance. I always thought that these were beyond stupid. Like, why would you want to race your precious minions in a spot both far away from your garden and where the zombies spawn? Well, turns out that these opening pots will let you plant teammates. Like, not crappy little lightning reeds that die in 2 zombie bites, like actual AI-controlled player characters. This makes this entire mode so much easier, allowing me to beat the Captain Smasher boss that I've been struggling with on my very first attempt. Wow, maybe I should listen to all these comments telling me to actually read the game's tutorials. Sorry to the Oxygen Not Included fandom. With that, we're on to the final mission of the Plant story mode, Infinity. Infinity is a, well, infinite mode where you fight waves and waves of a third faction introduced into the Plants vs Zombies world, gnomes. Instead of playing as the usual array of plants, in this mode you play as this giant laser dinosaur. It starts off with all these foolish little gnomes clawing at your shins, but eventually these giant gnome floaties start sucking away your time, and if you let the bar drop to 0, you lose. Unlike in Garden Ops, there is no way to spawn in any companions. This is a solo Shawnee show. Finally, every 5 waves you encounter a boss of that realm of whom you have to defeat to move on to the next area. Like any infinite mode, the waves start off pretty simple, but ramp up in difficulty pretty quickly. Even in just the 3rd area, the yellow quadrant, I'm already struggling pretty bad. And to get the achievement, you need to make it all the way to wave 30 in the rainbow area. I end up not being able to defeat a floaty in time, so I lose the run. This is probably the game's most difficult set of achievements, so we'll come back here later. For now, I head down into the sewers to the crazy target range, as there's an achievement for getting an S rank. Basically, it's just this target shooter where you gotta blast all the gnomes as fast as possible. This gives me a bit of trouble, but after a couple tries, I'm able to get the rhythm down. The main thing is to aim quickly, but also carefully, as having to reload makes you lose a ton of time. The other thing you want to watch for is this little window gnome. He can go behind the building, which can make you lose a second or two, so you need to get the timing right on him. Also, the Peashooter's speed up ability helps monumentally. After a few more attempts, I'm able to get an S rank at 20.5 seconds. I do some more quests to max out my experience multiplier and manage to get Commando P to the max level, level 10. This allows you to receive a promotion to a higher tier, and then you have to go through all 10 levels again to get another promotion. Yeah, I really don't understand the system. Now, you may have noticed on our L.E.A.F badges screen, we're still missing one badge. The final badge is actually not one you receive through the main story, but instead through an extra minigame mode called Chomper's Pizza Delivery. In this mode, you play as Chomper with a jetpack, and you must deliver pizza that sentence would kill a pilgrim. To explain this mode super quickly, it's just Superman 64, but you have pizza. There's actually a pretty fun balance you have to strike with the 2 types of jumps you're given. You have your double jump that's much quicker and gives you good horizontal speed, or your special jump that's slower but goes a lot higher. So you need to determine on each gap what jump you can use for the most optimal time. This took me about an hour in total to beat all the levels, and most of that was spent on the infuriating 4th level. Like, oh my god, it is so hard to time these jumps across all these rooftops. This jump to the treehouse still haunts my dreams. Come on, no! How did I not hit that? Oh my god, that's so frustrating. Are you joking? No, bro! Oh, come on! What? Oh, come on! Oh, come on. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, come on, it's right there, come on, go to full! Oh my god. Jesus Christ alive. Holy crap, I almost bungled that. With all that, I can enjoy Chomper's Pizza's badge and, no achievement. It just seems like that would so obviously be an achievement to get all the badges. How is that not an achievement? I did that all for nothing. Are you kidding me? With all the plant stories done, it's time to switch over to the zombie side. Yes, if you don't know, in this game, you get to play as these zombies as well. And there's a wide array of zombies to pick from. So I decided to try out a bunch of them in this first mission before deciding on my favorite. Sort of like how you need to try a ton of earbud types to find the right one. But luckily, I've already found the perfect earbud for you, the sponsor of today's video, Raycon's Everyday Earbuds. If you're like me, you need a constant barrage of impulses to prevent the bad thoughts from coming in. It's why the last time I took my dog for a walk without a YouTube video, I nearly ran straight into traffic. But Raycon has got you covered with their Everyday Earbud. And you might have heard of their earbuds before, but they just launched their upgraded Everyday series. These bad boys have sleek, ergonomic design, the ability to pair to 2 devices at once, and best of all, active noise cancellation. The noise cancellation feature is so important in a pair of earbuds so that the speak of my fellow man stays out and the brain rot stays in. I think one of the reasons the Raycon earbud has become my everyday earbud is because of the quick charge function. I'm sure we've all had those moments where you really need your earbuds, but they're just completely dead. Well, the everyday earbuds not only have a 32-hour battery life, if they happen to die, they have a quick charge function where in just 10 minutes they can give you 90 minutes of battery life. That way, Farley doesn't need to wait a full hour before going on his walk. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description box below or go to buyraycon.com/shoneydo to save 20% off your next Raycon order plus free shipping. And thanks to Raycon for sponsoring today's video. For our first zombie mission, we're tasked with finding Dr. Zomboss's secret lab. So we're told to talk to some guy named Barth who will only give us the location if we beat his target practice. Sure. Unfortunately, I picked the only zombie without a real gun, but after some quick maneuvering with the laser that Super Brains comes equipped with, it's more than enough to get the job done. You got brains. Now I tell you how to get in Dr. Zomboss' door. Oh, potato. There's a potato mine. Uh-oh. No, Barth! So now we gotta retrieve the door finder from the plant space. But luckily our friend Gene Error, which is why my mom told me I look exactly like our mailman, is here to help. He's got a teleporter that'll get us straight into the plant space. This is not the plant base. How are these guys beating the plants in this war? After a couple more missed teleports. Oh my god! We end up walking over there and grabbing the clicker ourselves. Apparently the secret door finder is not working though, so we have to talk to the Zen master, who needs us to find some sort of ancient scroll to make the door clicker work. So we gotta play this like hot and cold game with the proximity bar. After finding it, it turns into this like marigold thing that we gotta hunt. One surprisingly tough chase later, and we've managed to secure the scroll. Zen master reads the scroll and learns the door finder needs to be put into the on position. But now the remote needs batteries, and oh my god, why is this fetch quest so long? For this, we gotta do the zombies version of Garden Ops Graveyard Ops. This is where I finally decided my favorite character to play as, Soldier Zombie. He's a great all-arounder as he uses an assault rifle as well as a rocket launcher for bosses. This rocket launcher also gives him good mobility and a massive jump. However, all of that is little help against the massive laser sunflower boss that ends off the ops, as she kills me twice. She's just got these giant lasers that just eviscerate me. Eventually though, after sacrificing all my teammates, we're able to defeat her. With that taken care of, we're finally able to find Dr. Zomboss' secret door, and it was literally right next to where we were standing. Regardless, we get to talking to the Honorable Nutbrain, who says he has 3 zombies that we need to service to be crowned his top zombie. And the first one on our list is old Deadbeard. Deadbeard tells us that his trusty pet shark isn't feeling well, so we need to find a zombie doctor to operate on her. The doctor sends us to find some strange brew, which is being guarded by this rose for some reason. After taking out the mini boss, we're able to take it back to Dr. Dolphin, but the brew wasn't for the shark. Oh no. Instead, we drink the brew, which shrinks us down, and we hop into the stomach of the shark, as apparently he's had a plant infestation in here. This game's budget confused me. Like, sometimes they'll render entire new environments for a single mission, but other times they'll do things like refuse to draw Crazy Dave's legs. The shark mission is actually pretty fun though. There are all these objects that you can use as cover, like shoes and coins, just a cool environment. After clearing out all the plants, we get unshrunk, and Deadbeard tells me that I have too many quests in my active quest log. Okay, I don't though. I have plenty of space. I talked to him again, and it's like I never did the quest, so I gotta do it all over again. After repeating the entire mission, we can finally complete this quest as Snuggles the shark showers us in coins. We find the late Berts, and then we're sent over to talk to the musky old seaweed man who wants us to open up all these barrels and collect his doubloons. The weirdest part of this mission is all of the barrels are in this little subsection of town, so instead of, I don't know, putting down cones or a barrier or something, you even touch a centimeter of your zombie toe onto the pavement, it just screams wrong way at you. Which maybe this was needed because finding old Soggy Mouth's plunder takes me surprisingly long. Mostly because they don't give you vital information like where the barrels are, or how many there are, or what areas they can appear in. I thought you had to stay inside the dock, so it turns out you gotta walk all the way over here. But with that, we finished the Pirates missions, and now it's time to move on to Super Brains. And I'll keep this short since I know everyone has superhero fatigue. Super Brains wants us to reunite his superhero gang, the League of Awesome, which starts off the same way any good story starts, with a Pizza Rat joke. Pizza Rat may genuinely be the only meme that was dated the day it became a meme. He's like a boomer industry plant. To get his pizza, we gotta fight this squash who, oh my god, he's getting closer. He's unkillable! I'll never... Oh. How do you do, fellow kids? And from this chomper pops Toxic Waste Brains, saving our first member of the League of Awesome. Then we save Electric Brains, who is stuck inside a TV, and he wants us to kill all these electric plants. Then we find Cosmic Brains hanging out inside a telescope for whatever reason, and just like that, we have reunited the League of Awesome Librarians. Now it's time for them to have a standoff with their arch nemesis, the Super Bean. And since this is a superhero story, you gotta finish out with us facing off against a disposable army where everyone looks the same. We end up defeating the Super Bean quite easily, so it's time to move on to the imp levels. Except it's not an imp, instead it's that little mech they spawn into. Apparently, he's a sentient being who watches after the imps. Wait, so does that mean when they go inside of him, they're like literally ripping his skin off and like mangling around in the cerebellum? Irregardless, the babysitting robot needs us to go around to round up some imps. Turns out the disgusting little critters were hiding on the football field, and I gotta guide them to the picnic. After taking out some cacti, we approach a graveyard where this potato mine appears out of nowhere and instantly kills me. I do the mission again, this time defusing any and all potato mines I see, and get those little buggers there safely to eat their notably large wieners. With that, is back to Mr. Z-Man. He's whining about just being so smart, but his assignment being to tuck the imps into bed. What a waste of his brilliant mind. Oh, boo-hoo, Z-Mech. You're a robot. You serve us. Unless you're watching this like 10 years after this video is released, in which case I love you, President GBT. To prevent the imps from sleeping, the plants are just like playing really loud music, and it got me thinking now that I'm on the other side. Unlike in the original Plants vs Zombies, the plants aren't just defending your house, they're actively aggressive and mean to the zombies. Makes this feel less like a good versus evil and more just like a really big race war. But don't even think about that, because this chomper is a disco ball. How silly is that? TJ Jumper, you don't stand a chance despite your grooving good looks. With those levels being so fun, that of course means it's time for the obligatory Graveyard Ops level, and we're done with the Z-Mech storyline. We've now completed all of Zomboss's errands, so we gain access to the true secret lair, where we finally get to meet Dr. Zomboss, and by that I mean this weird scientist guy. We may truly never get to meet the wrinkled elbow ourselves. The scientist wants us to Graveyard Ops mission, but at the end we get turned into a goat and are given 90 seconds to survive. Because I'm married to the grind, mind, I panic and immediately search to see if there are any goat-related achievements, of which there is, to kill a plant as a goat. Unfortunately though, the plants are not fellow hustlers, and they don't respect the grind, so when I alt-tab back in, I'm dead. After redoing this mission, I corner a weed and manage to kill them, garnering me the elusive goat kill achievement. For the next mission, Zomboss wants me to strengthen his arm, so I gotta go all around the map recruiting all these zombies to Zomboss' side. Wait, so there are zombies that aren't allied with Zomboss already? They just live in a place called Zomburbia, see this ongoing war between their species and plants, and are like, that's crazy. I'm gonna hold out to pick a side though. Like, you're zombies. Fight with the zombies. Dr. Zomboss not create you? And don't tell me to watch the Chupo video, I already did. Anyways, with our crew assembled, our old friend Gene Error goes to teleport them back to Zomboss. Something wrong. No, Gene Error, what'd you do? Oh my god, did we just watch Gene Error die in front of our eyes? But don't take time to mourn Gene Error because we've got to fight a Hypno Flower now. We managed to chunk through their health pretty easily, but then she turns the AIs and I into goat, and we've got to find and eat the Polyleaf, which sounds like something made up by Brigham Young. Rinse and repeat 2 more times, and boom, Hypno Flower down. That was the final main mission of Adventure Mode, meaning we've now unlocked the zombie side of Infinity, where you instead play as a cat. I know this makes no sense because they have the pixel for pixel exact same moves, but for some reason, the cat feels better. And that difference immediately shows as this time I'm able to get past the yellow wave. This is the furthest I've ever been. I could do this. But then disaster strikes. My dog needing to take a poop. I try and rush through my apartment complex as quick as I possibly can, but by the time I get back, my ship was completely destroyed and my run finished. It took 30 minutes and a lot of luck to get here, so I'm hoping I'll be able to pull this off again. With that, Garden Warfare story mode is complete. It was fun, if not a few too many Garden Ops levels. But we're not even close to done, as we've gotten less than half of the game's achievements. The first one we need to knock out is to win an Ops round on crazy difficulty. Up until now, I've been playing on normal and still struggling a good amount, so doing this on hard seems out of my reach. Crazy being another level above that, and I'm doubtful if I'll ever be able to get this achievement. I decide on the teammates of Sunflower for healing, Rose for crowd control, and then Cactus to snipe off any tough enemies. This goes pretty well for the first couple waves, as my girl Peashooter is pretty good for ops. Her aforementioned Gatling P form is great for taking out hordes of zombies, and the run is perfect for replenishing any potted plants I need to slap down. Her final ability, the Chili Bean, can also be super helpful, as it's basically a grenade that the AI zombies are attracted to. This can quickly clear out an entire chunk of zombies with very minimal effort. Around wave 4, my plant companions start dropping like flies. It's important to try and resurrect AI teammates and ops, because if they die, they won't respawn until the next wave. Things take another difficulty spike around wave 5 though, the first boss wave. For this one, we happen to roll a Gargantuar. I focus him with Gatling and try to take him down, but the remaining zombies manage to take out every single one of my teammates. While trying to res Sunflower, I'm taken out and forced to use a self-revive. We don't get off so easily on wave 7. I die and am forced to use my second self-revive. However, after reviving, I last all of 6 seconds before being spawn killed. I use my last self-revive, but this time, they immediately kill me on spawn once again. That is 3 deaths in 15 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest problem that I experienced here is that I was running out of my premium potted plants, so I decided to spend all of my money on turret packs. They cost $2,500 and I have this much, so safe to say I was able to refill my supply and hop back in there. With all these turrets, I should be able to easily... Okay, I gotta come back. Okay, Sunflower's out for the count. What the heck? What? How is that fair? What the freak? No invincibility frames? Are you kidding? Oh my god, what the actual hell? Even though that run got to the final wave, we did not win. In the very next run though, oh my god, this is so infuriating. Okay, but in the run after that, I decided to switch up my team layout. This time I go with Citron and 2 Sunflowers. I also learned that you can switch between characters on your team. So as I'm dying, I managed to switch over to Sunflower, saving me a self-revive. And since this wave is nearly over, that should be no problem, right? This was the single longest wave of any Garden Ops game I will do in this entire playthrough. Basically, everyone dies except Citron, so I'm stuck as him. Problem being that since I have literally never played as Citron, 1, I'm somehow worse with him than I am with all the other characters, and 2, him being level 1 means he lacks the healing upgrades that I have on my commando piece. So the next 20 minutes just consist of me finding the boss zombie, blasting him once with my laser, and sprinting away in ball form until I heal up. This goes on and on and on until I'm finally able to kill the stupid Baron and return to my precious commando piece self. This run manages to actually get all the way to the final wave. Sunflower and I are easily able to pick up the Gargantuar with our collective tank powers, while the other Sunflower helps Citron take out the regular zombies. There's one more boss though in the Kung Fu zombie, but since he's the last zombie left, all 4 of us can focus our attention on him. Okay. Who else? Did we do it? Oh my god, are we done with ops? Holy crap, that was hard. Which gives us the achievement for beating ops on the hardest difficulty. Whoa, that was tougher than the 17 years I spent watching my parents fall out of love. So now it was time for an easier group of achievements. But easier does not mean less annoying, as I like to call this group of achievements the Intern achievements. You see, normal achievements usually denote an accomplishment. Beat the main game, play this harder difficulty, commit identity theft. Things that might be hard, but they challenge you to attempt a specific aspect of this game. They're intricately crafted while creating the game in order to give you goals throughout. Intern achievements, on the other hand, are like when the game is going to release in 3 days, so they tell the intern to just make up a bunch of achievements. So they think of things like, get 1,000 kills with the sniper rifle, click the mouse 253 times on a Wednesday between 4 and 5 Cuban Standard Time. They're not really hard, just annoying. Garden Warfare 2 has a lot of these. As Colonel Corn, vanquish 25 zombies with a shuck shot. As Rose, go defy 100 zombies. Vanquish 50 plants with the Imp's mech stomp. As Super Brains, vanquish 25 plants with each of your attacks. As Pirate Zombie, kill 25 players with your scurvy scatter shot. The list goes on. For these, I just load into a Garden Ops level on easy and sit on this ledge until my ability is ready. The most annoying of these was definitely as Chopper, swallow a goat. While this seems pretty simple, since I'm on house arrest, I haven't been able to make any friends. So I had to try and figure out how to both turn a zombie into a goat with Rose and then switch back to Chopper to eat it. Eventually, I settle on just following Rose around until she happens to turn a zombie into a goat, and acting as quickly as I can. It takes about a half an hour of messing around, but I do finally get it. One more intern achievement lie on the Steam client, and that was to stun 50 imp mechs with the Citron's EMPeach ability. This one is beyond stupid. The cooldown on the imp mechs is absurdly long, so you'll probably only get like a single EMPeach off every single time they transform. I try loading into an easy lobby against only imps, but this is just taking way too long, like one peach every 10 minutes. So I look it up online, and apparently this Italian guy had just about enough of this too, so he made a tutorial for an easy way to get this done. Remember that mission in the Rose storyline where we face off against a juiced up imp mech? Well, apparently this also counts towards the achievement, and since it's a boss, it never returns to imp form. I'll just use EMPeach on him, then instantly respawn, that way I don't have to wait for it to charge up again. I keep doing this for the next 45 minutes or so until I finally finish the last of the intern achievements. Okay, last for now. After that, I attempt the always improvising achievement for applying a weapon skin to a zombie's weapon. This one is not as easy as it sounds though, as you do not start with any weapon skills, so you have to pull them from the loot boxes, I mean sticker packs in the shop. I start with around 400,000 coins, meaning I can buy over 50 of these 7,500 packs. Despite opening countless of them, I don't get a single weapon skin, meaning I'll have to build up my entire coin supply again. In the meantime, I decide to embark on one of Garden Warfare 2's longest journeys. Find all hidden garden gnomes. The garden gnomes are 54 hidden collectibles hidden around the map. A lot of them are just in hidden spots. Some of them require you to play as a certain character to be able to reach the gnome. After collecting all the ones around the backyard, there are also 2 hidden in every single level. I'm gonna skip over most of this since it's just me going to where the gnome is, holding E, and then going to the next one. By far, the most annoying gnomes were definitely the ones hitting in the herbal assault level. This is a mode where you go through a long map and need to capture points to unlock the next area. I turned off all enemies, but each map has 6 gnomes, so capturing each point added a ton of time onto the journey. The only super problematic gnome was this one I found in the Rome area and the zombie-only version of herbal assault. The gnome was all the way up at the end of the level and high up on this ledge. Unsure of how to get up there, I look up a guide that says to use Super Brains as he has a higher jump than any other character. Trust me, bro, that's how I did it. But when I get up there, I encounter a small problem. Come on. What the frick? Come on, I'm right here. How am I supposed to get this? I'm staring at it in the face. What the hell? Are you freaking joking? Eventually, I time out the level, so I gotta go all the way back to the beginning and go through the level again. But still, this is so stupid. I cannot express that enough. So I try switching up characters. I try using Pirate Zombie's parrot. I try using the soldier's rocket jump, but still nothing works. I cannot get into that little crack. And the most frustrating part of all is that I've seen people collect it perfectly fine. Well, after 40 minutes of attempts, I decided to do some research. And by that, I mean type my exact problem into Google and then put Reddit at the end. It turns out that for whatever reason, the game was patched to put a small invisible wall there, so only small characters can reach it. But the only small character the zombies have is the imp, who has no way of reaching up there. So you gotta go into the secret settings page and adjust the level to have low gravity and max speed. From there, I can finally reach the gnome and go on to collect the last one just a couple minutes later. This one took me around 3 hours in total, so the reward better be worth it. Collecting all the gnomes permits me access into the Chamber of Gnomes, where I'm given a bunch of coins, a super rare decoration item, and a final chest with 100,000 coins in it. I immediately spend these all on loot boxes and don't get a single gun skin. How? The next major achievement I'm gunning for is not the boss of me. For this achievement, you need to fight 3 super wave bosses in ops. What that that means is during the 10th wave, you get this little slot machine that spins. If they all land on the same one, you get a super boss wave. The hardest part of this achievement is there's a ton of misinformation spread about it. Some people say you can only get super boss waves while playing online. Others say it's fine as long as you play on crazy difficulty. Some people say that certain maps work best. A lot of people seem to believe that you have to play on at least hard to encounter a super boss. This would obviously be a huge inconvenience, as playing on easy will allow you to get to the final boss wave the fastest, and since the chance is already so low, you need to see as many boss waves as possible. So I'm here to dispel all the rumors. I played by myself in Zen Peak on easy difficulty, and was able to get all 3 super boss waves. While I was doing this though, I made sure to maximize efficiency, mainly by completing quests for my quest board. This would not only increase my experience multiplier, which is good as I need to max rank a character, but also gave me gold stars, which were a required currency to do infinity attempts. This took me around 3 hours to actually encounter all the super boss waves. In terms of the actual bosses, I just go American Civil War on them and whip out the Gatling to turn them into mud in mere seconds. From here, it was on to the It's My Island achievement, which requires us to reach a boss wave using the Flag of Power. I touched on this mode briefly before, but want to explain a couple more things about it, since it's going to become very relevant for the rest of this video. While this game mode looks very similar to Garden Ops, you're just protecting a certain zone. They actually throw many more zombies at you than the traditional Ops level. Because of this, they juice you up, giving you a 3 times damage multiplier and a 4 times defense modifier. This boost in power allows you to shred through zombies faster than a white mom and a bottle of Malbec. This is going to be a huge help later on, but for now, we just blow through wave after wave of zombies. First, they start off just being normal waves, but eventually each one has a theme, like all pirates or all scientists. I make it through pretty easily and eventually make it to the boss wave. Now, I just thought it was going to be like one boss, but now there's freaking Yetis, Gargantuars, disco zombies. There's so many disgusting monsters here, you'd think that this is the front page of Kick. Luckily, I'm able to tear through them all, giving me the achievement. That and my ops missions have given me a ton of money, so it's loot box time, baby, and yep, no, still no gunskins. Now it's time to grab your freeze-dried snacks, because we're heading straight to space. Each attempt at infinity costs 5 golden stars, and since you can only get a finite amount of these each day, we really need to make each attempt count. Oh, come on! Dang it! Come on! I suck. Yeah, the one where I got to the red level must have been a fluke, because I struggle here. You just get swarmed by so many enemies, and your only source of healing is these little time shards that the enemies drop, but they barely restore any health. The biggest source of misery for me is definitely the floaties. And side note, why are they called that? It sounds less like a time-destroying spaceship and more like when a 7-year-old goes into the wave pool and takes a dump. The floaties drain your time stability, and eventually they're able to start spawning 2 spaceships at the same time. You can use your tank special to rush one down, but it'll not be recharged in time for the next, meaning you just gotta slowly chisel the floaty down with your laser. Already envisioning the swarm of comments I'd get on this video, I knew there was only one thing for me to do: get good. And so, on my very next attempt, I adopt a new strategy. In order to prevent accidentally picking up time shards at full health, I decided to start segmenting each wave to a certain part of the map. This way, I knew if I was low, there would be a few areas I could run to for emergency healing. This new strategy gets me all the way to the red wave for the first time in 7 attempts, and somehow I'm doing absolutely amazing. Another strategy I implemented is occasionally they'll set up gardens that spawn plants, and if you destroy them, you'll get bonus coins at the end. Instead of going for the coins, though, I decided to let the timer run out and farm as many plants as I can for time shards. It's also just important to not be brave, and instead fire behind cover like a wimp as much as possible. With that, we're able to get through and finish off the Red King, putting us at the final level of Infinity, Rainbow. Tensions could not be higher, as each Infinity run takes around 45 minutes. Not to mention, I'm not even sure how consistently I could get back here. I could not have been more nervous. They start off by sending a ton of gnomes at us, including multiple of the mini-boss gnomes. I'm able to make it through until they start throwing lots of floaties down at the same time. In an effort to save my time stability, I get all the way down to 300 health. I managed to gather up my time shards and get all the way back to 1200. Things are looking much better. This could be it. Another floaty? You're joking. Another freaking floaty. You're joking. Oh, what? What? How? Oh, I ran into the red thing. Oh, God dang it. Oh, that's 50 minutes. Oh my god. So yeah, there's an obstacle you need to avoid called the Singularity. I was too focused on the floaty and I didn't even see it. I had never run into it before, so I thought it might do like 200 damage and not just instantly combust every atom with your spit on it. But with the attempt lost, I was feeling completely hopeless. I mean, it already took me so long to get there. Could I really do it again? So I do something I probably shouldn't have. I spent all of my 20 remaining stars to skip right to the rainbow wave again. This was my last shot. If I failed this, I'd need to wait another 2 days to get more quests. Seeing as this video has a sponsor deadline, I wasn't sure I could wait that long. It all came down to this. Less than a minute in, disaster strikes. I've already taken a ton of damage on the very first wave, so I try and keep my distance. In doing so, I run into the Singularity again, taking me all the way down from 1500 health to just 50. I'm able to pick up some time shards I had gone, but this only gets me to a quarter health, and this is just the first wave. I take it extremely slow for the next 10 minutes and manage to slowly but surely build my health all the way back up to 1600 when the true Gnome King finally spawns back in. I realized a little trick here that'll help me out monumentally. easily. You see, unlike the modern-day girl boss, the Gnome King can't walk and chew gum at the same time. He can either suck your time stability or he can attack you. So if he's sucking your time away, just shoot a single time at him and he'll aggro onto you. Gnome King can also not shoot around any of these blocks, so I just chase him in a circle, sneaking in the occasional shot until I've got him down to a third of his health left. From there, he just briefly poofs away and spawns in hordes of plants, including 3 boss plants. And this is where things get real bad real fast. Despite playing as carefully and sneakily as possible, the 2 boss cobs are so large that they see me over the cover and can shoot me anywhere on the map. I get all the way down to just 300 health. My heart is pounding, knowing that I'm just one bad move away from death. I make sure to position myself as far away as I possibly can from the kernels to fire at them just oh so carefully. What follows is a 10-minute long cat and mouse game until finally the cobs have me cornered, giving me nowhere to run. Okay. Oh shoot, there's nowhere for me to go. Okay. Just kill, just kill, just kill, just kill, just kill. Oh! Oh, healing. So much healing, I need it so bad. Oh my god, thank you. With that incredibly close call, the Gnome King spawns back in. And with just one last huge tank push... Oh my god, yes! 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 Oh my god. Now, with all the Infinity achievements completed, we actually have to do the hardest achievements in any game so far. Turn off my computer and touch some grass, because I won't be able to access them until next week. You see, once a month, the Town Hall will actually be open for an event called the Mystery Portal. These are multiplayer events that are only open for a few days before disappearing. The mode we had was called Capture the Taco, which is, you guessed it, a team deathmatch. I hopped onto a few matches and learned just how awful I was at this game. Like, dear god, it was unsightly. But at the end of the match, regardless of whether you win or lose, you get some rainbow stars. For me, it was mostly lose, but that doesn't matter, as thankfully the only achievements relating to the actual matches are play in 3 matches and win 25 rainbow stars. After winning my 25th, I take a brief intermission to finish an epic quest I got. I needed to complete 10 of these for an achievement. For this one, I had to play 15 games of Team Vanquish, so I just play in a private lobby against AIs for the next hour. Killing all those zombies gets me my second to last promotion to Super Lead as well. With that out of the way, I can now trade my 25 rainbow stars for this key inside Town Hall. If I take this down to the Chamber of Gnomes, there's a door on the left that unlocks. This gives us access to a new area, the Trial of Gnomus. Inside, there's this gnome who asks us if we're ready for the trials, but then nothing happens. I go into this portal to see all these strange symbols that I can order, I guess. Turns out to truly unlock this area, then you need to open a chest in Town Hall. This thing takes a whopping 50 rainbow stars to open. But guess what? You need to open it 4 separate times. And here's the big catch. You can only open it once per mystery portal event. While that might have been fine at the height of Garden Warfare's popularity, when they were doing this much more often, there was only 1 mystery portal event a month, meaning I would have to wait 4 whole months to unlock this area. So I had to resort to something I've never done before. Something that no man should have to succumb to. Something harder than any challenge on this channel. I had to roll around in the mud like the disgusting pig I am and buy an EA microtransaction.
You need to leave!
I know. I truly feel disgusted with myself, but there was no other way around this. So after buying the $10 despicable DLC, I am given the keys and can start the Trial of Gnomus. I decide to start off with the red door. Trial of Hot Doom. Oh, what the frick does this mean? I have a timer. Okay, run. Just run. Okay. Okay, I think I get it. Okay. I get it, but I'm not good at it. Basically, there are these oven burners that turn on and off in a pattern, and it's your job to try and get across them without touching the hot ones. I'm usually pretty good at platformers, but I struggled greatly with this, dying over and over and over again. I just couldn't get the timing right. After failing for a full 5 minutes straight, I decide to switch to the Imp, as he has a jetpack that lets him float in the air for a few seconds. This helps significantly, and I'm able to get it on my second try with the Imp. Only turns out there's more, like a lot more. Patterns get tougher and tougher, and by the end of the room are fully insane. Not to mention you only have a minute to finish it. And every time you think you're done... Oh, come on, I think we got it. Oh, no, there's more. Oh, my God. I try over and over and over and over again until finally... Come on. Yes, I did it. Yes. Yes. Right? Am I done? Let's go. There's more? Oh, my God. Come on. Oh, I did it. Oh, my God. Whew. Woo-wee. That was a close one. At the end of the trial is a list of symbols that I make sure to copy down for later. Next up is the Trial of Balance, and this one is much easier. So this to be all these beams that you need to balance on, but because of the Imp's jetpack, he can just fly over most of the gaps. This one only takes me 5 minutes, with the hardest part being this section with the Hadoukens. This one also has a code at the end of it. The next one is Trial of Shooty Shooty. For this one, you just shoot at the symbol it asks you to. This was definitely the easiest one. In fact, I got it on my first attempt. We're so close. Oh, dang it. Oh, I was so close. I got it on my second attempt. Last and certainly least is the Trial of Memory. And not only is this the hardest trial, it also makes you feel like a complete buffoon. The way the trial works is you need to look up at the symbols on the gate and then remember them, because in order to press forwards, you need to jump on those symbols in that order. Now, this starts off pretty easy, trying to just remember 3. But eventually you got like, what? How could I even remember that? And the time limit is so strict, if you even try and take a second to look it over, you won't make it to the goal in time. First, I tried looking ahead. Nope. They reset when you drop down. Then I tried taking a screenshot. Nope. It's way too slow. So then I just tried taking a picture of the screen with my phone, and it's still too slow. Eventually, the only way I was able to get this to work was to keep my phone in one hand and use my elbow to steer the mouse. It looks something like this. After 13 minutes of attempts, I finally managed to beat this stupid trial and get the last code. Down in the portal, I can enter these codes in, and each spawns a different color gnome guardian. Defeating all 4 gnomes gives us the 4 new tantalizing little portals to jump inside. Each one gives us a chest with a little special decoration item. Additionally, if you look behind the chest, the codes we entered from earlier are there, except they each are missing 2 symbols. If we plug all the missing symbols back into the guardian room, we can fight the Rainbow Guardian. For defeating him, we're permitted access into the final Rainbow Portal. Inside here is a chest with a plant and a zombie on it with 5 15-cost Rainbow Star logs. For unlocking both, we're given 2 completely brand new characters, Torchwood and Hovergoat. Wow, I was really not expecting this to end with 2 completely new classes. That's actually really cool. As a reward for all my hard work, I decided to open up more sticker packs, and I'm finally able to secure a gun skin, with this one being for the scientist's gun. Now we've just got a couple of achievements left, so it's time for the big kahuna, the pure embodiment of death itself. The Intern achievement to end all Intern achievements. Vanquish 5,000 plants and vanquish 5,000 zombies. 5,000! For reference, in this entire playthrough so far, despite playing for 40 hours already and playing as the plants for the majority of that time, I have only killed 1,500 zombies. Which means even for the plants, I still need to kill over 300,000 zombies. This might just be my least favorite achievement in any game ever. It's just so high for no reason, and it doesn't take any skill or knowledge or anything. It just exists to waste the precious time that I could be spending on my 3 Guatemalan pineapple farms. The quickest way to do this is to go to the Flag of Power and continuously farm wave 1. You just beat the wave, then for wave 2 you lose, and then you go back and start the process over again. This took me 10 straight hours, and it's mind-numbingly boring. Why would you add this to the game? Who would enjoy this? I feel like the thought was, oh, if people earn this naturally, they'll be like, oh, cool. Like you sabotaged everyone who wants to do all achievements for this game just so some no-life rat can stumble on this achievement and think, oh, wow, neato, Mr. Popcap, I love busting open those gourds. Stop doing this. Having conquered Satan himself, there are just 2 more achievements we can get without having to go outside legal measures. The first one is to promote a single character 5 times. For this one, I, of course, choose to do Commando P, since she was only like 5 levels away from maxing out her levels. The best way to grind experience in this game is to try and enter the opposing side's base. This will sound an alarm, summoning an all-out war between plants and zombies. Most importantly, a bunch of bosses will spawn in and give you 200 experience per kill. Just farming this for a bit gives me all the experience I need to give Commando P her final promotion. With that completed, just 80 achievements remain. Now, unfortunately, all of these achievements are tied to online mystery portal events. And since PopCap has abandoned Garden Warfare 2 for some dog poopy sequel, there is currently no way to get any of these achievements legally. Yes, if you're some sick, messed up, twisted guy, you could actually use a mod for this game called Private Play Remastered that would allow you to access these modes today. And if you were to hypothetically spend hours researching on how to mod the game and never play with these mods in public lobbies, you can't get banned. Okay, I got banned. Apparently, EA recently introduced a new anti-cheat software that completely prevented you from launching the game with my mods. And even after uninstalling all my mods, I was still unable to access the game. So, I guess I'll just have to end the video here. Bye! Is what a weaker man would say. Me, on the other hand, I spent another couple hours going to the depths of EA's anti-cheat folder and finding the exact files that I needed to replace. And after all that, I can finally play my mods. Oh my god, that took so long. Now we can tackle the first chunk of these achievements, the community boss hunt battle. When I spawn in, though, I realize something.
Wait, I don't get to add help? I just gotta raw dog this? Oh, that's not good. Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this.
What?
What the freak?
And that was normal difficulty. We need to beat this on crazy. So with no way to spawn in AIs, I realized we're gonna have to try something I've never done in my entire life. I was gonna have to make friends. And so I put out a plea in the Garden Warfare 2 modding Discord. Would anyone here want to play Boss Hunt on Private Play Remastered? Nah, sorry. No. Nah. I have never been so humiliated in my entire life. Oh my god! Luckily, I had a different plan. I put how I was epically owned onto my Twitter, and people came in droves to support me. And by that, I mean 2. And so it was time to assemble the Avengers of Private private play boss hunt. Therm, my friend who has never played this game. Chewy, this JoJo's YouTuber who said he had Agent P unlocked. And the Captain America of our team, the Moses of the ship, the guiding light to the team, Rayson Williams, some random guy found over Discord who had no mic and his profile is a really buff Joe Biden. With the team assembled, it was time to drop into our first boss hunt. We decided to enter the Spooky Squash on hard. Oh, here he comes. Oh my god, a Jacko. This is the Spooky Squash.
That's a pumpkin. The hell?
I can't believe we have an hour to do this. Turns out that we would need that full hour because this was harder than anything else I've ever done in this game so far. It didn't help that we were completely clueless on what we're doing, so we just had to wait for Rayson Williams to type to us what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, Rayson says guard the 2 tombstones. You got it. Okay, we gotta guard the 2 tombstones. I didn't even know that was a thing that we needed to do.
I've seen them. They're over here.
Okay.
Over here.
I just responded in all caps. You got it.
Roger that.
Thank you, Admiral. So in order to hurt the boss, we first needed to guard these tombstones. From there, Torchwood Guardian would spawn that 2 of us would have to take out while the other 2 stayed in the tombstones' radiuses. Splitting the team made it staunchly difficult for us to succeed, especially because Rayson Williams really was the one doing all the lifting, so he couldn't be in both places at once. But once we take out the Guardian, we then have the ability to attack the squash for a brief period of time. We proceed to die over and over and over and over and over and over and we died a lot, okay? We got completely gobsmacked out there. But every time it all seemed hopeless, Rayson Williams would come in as our guiding light and save us all. Flying halfway across the map, come to our rescue. After many fails though, we managed to get the squash very low.
Oh my god, we can do this.
I actually think we can. Yep. After a full 50 minutes, it seems like we're finally gonna win. But then, all of a sudden... Wait, the bond was broken. What? The bond needed to be...
About to get nuked.
Wait... No!
Oh
My god.
So yes, after a full 50 minutes, we didn't even manage to beat it. We asked Rayson if there are any easier boss hunts we can do, and he suggests the Gnome Guardians. We load in, and wow, this is leagues easier than the previous fight. Firstly, this one takes place in Time Park, meaning that if you're low, you can always teleport to a different section and heal up for a bit. Secondly, for this one, instead of fighting one giant boss, you fight several little bosses, and there's no Guardian that you have to defeat. Instead, there are these little floating cubes that you need to attune to the correct color of the gnome. Once you do, you can unload onto the boss. This goes much better, and we managed to beat the entire hunt in just 20 minutes. But weirdly enough, I don't get an achievement. I chalk it up to a glitch in Steam and decide to attempt the final challenge of this playthrough. Gnome Guardians on Crazy. I go to place down the bait and... Wait, why do I have this one? Enchanted Contraption. Wait, this one is hard mode? Should I do it in hard mode? Yeah, apparently what we had just done was only a normal difficulty, so we still had to do both Crazy and hard. Oh my god, I can't believe that. I can't believe we were struggling all that nonsense and that was normal.
Yeah, that is pretty... That's a bummer. Even the squash?
Yeah, even squash.
That's insane.
We prepare for the worst and head in, and yeah, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, that wasn't all that much harder. We died a couple more times than we did last time, but it wasn't even close to the same difficulty as freaking Jacko Squash. Same pretty much goes for Crazy difficulty. Really just all like more of the same. Oh well, this time I actually get the achievement, so I know that I can confidently move on. Now is on to the next chunk of achievements in a game mode called Cats vs Dinos. In this game mode, you play as the Infinity Cats and go up against a... What the frick?
Oh, we're all cats.
I said you go up against a team.
We are all cats.
We're all cats. We're all cats again. How do somebody become dinos?
You know, I don't know.
Okay, so apparently you have to download the entirely separate mod to give yourself AI teammates. So after one quick download... So after hours of troubleshooting, I finally get it to work. Basically, you just go around against a team of other spaceships and shoot at each other a bunch. The achievement doesn't even say you need to win. And with that, we've gotten 2 more achievements down. Following that, we've got 3 achievements that even with mods, we can no longer collect. First, we have Together We Win and Team Players. Basically, there used to be these meters in Town Square with goals on it, like vanquish as many players as possible, the fire variant. If you hit the requirement, it would level up the meter, and you would get a reward for contributing. These achievements were hitting 3 and 5 contributions. Then we have This Is Crazy, which would be earned from participating in a Super Mix event. Basically, these were mystery portal events where all of the crazy settings would be active, like only being able to pick certain characters, low gravity, one-shot kills. Sounds pretty goofy. This brings us to the final achievement, one we can actually complete. Complete 10 epic quests. These have a completely random and low chance of spawning on your quest board. Usually they're like pretty tough too, like play 15 whole games of Team Vanquish, which is like 3 hours of gameplay. Really, this is just luck of the draw. For some reason, unlike every other quest board to ever exist, this one refreshes every 2 days. Why? Could not tell you. This is mostly uneventful grinding, but I did have a pretty sick moment where I got one that said I needed to vanquish 200 enemies with a fire variant. I was bummed since I had no fire variants, but on a whim, I decided to open up a character pack and... Oh my god, we actually got it! Holy crap. We actually got it. What are the chances of that? So that was pretty soap and cool. But yeah, besides that, it was pretty uneventful. And eventually, I'm able to earn the 10 epic quest achievement. This bringing it close to Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. So what do I think? Well, this game is actually much more fun than I was expecting. Garden Warfare is far from some cheap gimmick. It's actually a fleshed out game that clearly has a lot of love in it, and I'll definitely still be coming back to this one. For the achievements though, I wouldn't really recommend 100% in this. Most of the achievements were just straight dookie, and the 5,000 plants achievement still haunts my dreams. Thanks for watching. Make sure to tell me what game I should 100% next. Bye!